when I saw Anna, and like, I get why she didn't want to talk to me and why her trust would be broken, and why she is processing and just needs time and space. And I get it. I totally get it. Pray for my heart, you guys. Pray that Jesus will work through me in a way that can hopefully understand and have compassion for her in the situation.
Hey friends, it's Katie from Without a Crystal Ball. Welcome back to my channel. It's Wednesday, August 9th, 2023. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Amy Duggar King is getting some heat online as it relates to Anna Duggar. And while some people are directing anger at her, I often feel like it's really misdirected, but that's just me. And she went onto her TikTok to clarify what her thoughts are about Anna, but then she also spoke to the Daily Mail about why she remains concerned about the girls and the kids in this family because of what's going on in this group, the IBLP. So a couple days ago, Amy and her mom were at a wake for a friend of the family. This happens to be Amy's best friend's sister that passed. And she ran into Anna Duggar. Some people in my comments assumed that Amy was at this service to like spy on the Duggars, and that's simply not true. She just happens to literally have mutual friends that are the same friends with the Duggars, but also friends with her. So that happens in Arkansas, and especially in their circles because they all grew up together. So anyways, Amy ran into Anna, and Anna was angry and mad at the world and didn't want to talk to her. And then Anna said she wanted space, and Amy was angry. She seemed very frustrated, and people were saying that it was wrong for Amy to go to the internet to literally say how she was feeling in the moment and to give an update. And some of you in my comments said the same thing. And listen, I can't tell anyone how they need to run their lives, but I will say that I have dealt with more than a few people that have family members that are trapped in groups like this. And the only way sometimes is to go online and say things. Sometimes being quiet doesn't help. Catherine Oxenberg, who helped her daughter India get out of NXIVM, is a prime example of how sometimes you have to put your pedal to the metal when it comes to getting people's awareness and waking people up and helping people see what's going on. And it's been a lot of years of silence for Amy and her mom because they were bound by an NDA that was forced on them because they wanted out of their show contracts. So here's the deal. She uploaded this video onto her TikTok about what's going on with her thoughts about Anna, how she ran into Anna, and then let's talk about this interview that she gave with the Daily Mail. So before we get started, can you please do me a big favor and give this video a thumbs up? Also, please subscribe to my channel if you have not yet subscribed by clicking on the subscribe button down below. Click on the bell so you can get notified of any time I go live and new content loads. If you have something that you'd like to say, make sure to say it and share this video with your friends. Amy is someone I have been in contact with for more than 4 years. She's been on this channel. I've interviewed her. I've done live streams on my Instagram with her. I'm friendly with her and Deanna. And so obviously I'm going to generally see her side of things, not to defend her, but just to say that, like, I know how Amy is after all of these years, and I know that her heart when it comes to this is not about attention. Frankly, she could get attention doing other things. She could get a lot more attention and reality shows doing other things. This is for her because of what happened, and literally no one else in the family is doing a damn thing about it. And that's a lot of burden for them. And they've cut them off, but they still have minor children that they're worried about. And that's, for lots of people, hard to swallow. And that's where Deanna and Amy find themselves. So she posted this video where she runs into Anna and says that Anna's mad and she doesn't want her help, and that Anna's going to do what Anna's going to do. And then she shared this response on her TikTok.
she didn't want to talk to me and why her trust would be broken, and why she is processing and just needs time and space. And I get it. I totally get it. Pray for my heart, you guys. Pray that Jesus will work through me in a way that can hopefully understand and have compassion for her in the situation. Because for me, if children are involved and they are hurt and they are used, it is an automatic wall up in black and white and very wrong in every way possible, right? And so I can look past the hurt and the pain that it caused the person that doesn't want to take responsibility for what has happened. But Jesus loved his enemies. He loved his enemies, and he treated them with respect and dignity, and he went out of his way to show kindness to the people that hated him. So pray that in my heart of hearts, my heart can soften a little bit and can love the people that have hurt me and have lied to me and have deceived not just myself, but all of you. I'm really praying that I'll have like a new perspective toward the situation. I don't want, in the Bible, it literally says, try to live at peace with everyone, right? And that's, for me, it's like, how do you do that? How do you even begin that process? So just pray that God's going to work through this, and there'll be a lot of good that comes from this situation, and that some way, somehow, I can hate the sin, but still love the person. And you guys, that is so hard to do.
Knowing Amy the way that I do over the last few years, and just knowing how she gets when she gets backlash, I understand that she really hates disappointing people. And it's really important to her that she not be like a hypocrite, or that she be like who she says she is. And I think sometimes when she gets backlash for saying things and doing things, she automatically wants to like recorrect things. And I think right now what you're witnessing with Amy, with Jill, with Ginger, with all of these people, is that you're in real time seeing a family have to grapple with some serious issues that their family is facing, that they are forced to deal with publicly. And whether you like it or not, this is a public family that was in the media for over 17 years on reality television, and they had a very public platform. And so Amy has a platform whether you like her or not, and it's her choice how she's going to use it. I think she gets unnecessary and unwarranted backlash when she literally tries to do the right thing. And I don't think there's a literal textbook that tells you how to handle a situation like this when you are literally dealing with a family, your cousin who's in prison and doing bad things to kids, a father who's your uncle that covered all of it up and had you be on a reality show with his kids and used you and didn't tell you about it, and then bound you to an NDA contract because once you found out about it, you wanted to be off the show and you didn't want to be a part of it. And then your cousin gets arrested, prison, and then the one person that you were always kind to and always nice to is lashing out at you and has turned you into the enemy and is calling you toxic in interviews or through sources, and about how anyone that speaks badly about Josh is a bad person. And Anna has done a lot of lying, and a lot of people like to give her slack. And so Amy has a right to be angry, because Amy, for her part, has not been outwardly angry at Anna. She's shown a lot of compassion to her, and now it seems like she is hurt that Anna is angry, hurt that Anna is responding the way she is. Amy's hurt that people don't understand her and can't see what her motives are here, I'm sure. And people are just being really petty if they're attacking Amy because she wants to help Anna. And you can't help Anna. Like, Anna has to want to help herself. And so, Amy is going to have to put walls up and decide, listen, when you want to talk, and if you want to talk, I'm here. And if not, that's fine. And Anna's probably not going to trust her because Amy is so public, at the end of the day, everyone handles things differently, and I give no fault to Amy. And I think you can love your enemies, but you don't have to. It's really unnecessary. And you also don't have to not be hurt by what happened. It's okay to be hurt. I would just say, like, there's going to be division here, and it's not Amy's fault that it's happened. It's Anna who's choosing to do what she's done, okay? And it's Anna choosing to lie, Anna choosing to promote false narratives, Anna choosing to do a lot of different things that aren't helpful to her kids. And obviously, as Amy said, there's children involved here, and that's what makes her upset. So here's the deal. She gave an interview to the Daily Mail about the brainwashing that's happening in her aunt and uncle's house, and that they're breeding bad people like Josh. And she talked about some of the rules that came up from Shiny Happy People. In the article, this is what she said about what's going on with her and with the family. She said, "We're not speaking to them right now. If I cannot trust people that don't protect their daughters from horrific ABUSC and being used like that, if they're not being protected, then how would I trust them to protect my own child when they can't protect their own?" So it's very black and white for me. I can put that shield up and the armor up, and I can just say, family is really what you make it, right? It hurts to not be a part of their lives in a way, because I grew up with them I'm an only child, and so I grew up with them as my entire family, as kind of my brothers and sisters, and I'd go over there all the time. Just to know that my little guy isn't going to be knowing the younger kids, it does hurt, it does sting, and I wish it didn't have to be that way. But protection for my little one is the most important thing on the planet to me. So there's really no coming back from it. I don't see how we can. We can forgive, but we can't forget. They haven't asked for forgiveness, by the way. I mean, they haven't apologized to her. So if she would be forgiving, it wouldn't be for anyone but herself. And I don't know how you could forgive something like that, to be honest. She also spoke about some of the things that she dealt with her uncle, when it comes to like all of the rules about the clothing and the IBLP structure and all of the man-made rules of the IBLP. And she said, Amy recalled a time when she questioned Jim Bob about some of the rules, such as not being able to wear the color black because the IBLP considered it sexual and evil. I asked him why. Where is that in the Bible? Show me where it is in the Bible. And it clearly is not. So I knew what they followed wasn't necessarily my Bible. My Bible didn't say that. He doesn't necessarily want to be able to explain things. They have a lot of rules. But then she also further expanded on, what she thinks about the IBLP. She said the IBLP, it kind of breeds predators. Like it said, it just breeds little predators. And it's true, because they're not taught about sex in a healthy way until they're married and they're having their honeymoon. I think a lot of IBLP families have good intentions towards that. Like, I'm going to protect my kids, but you can only protect your kids so much. You have to educate. I have a big question mark when it comes to how they're being raised, when it comes to her, the younger Duggar children, her cousins, and then Anna's children. She says, I have a lot of question marks when it comes to how they're being raised, and I hope that they're living such a happy life and that they're protected. But then again, they're under the umbrella right now. So the umbrella of God, and then the husband, and then you're right there. As far as that's concerned, you're not married, they're not married, and they're still very young, and so they're being influenced, and that's obvious. Her younger cousins, the ones that are living under Jim Bob's authority, are being influenced through the IBLP. And she said, I hope someday that they can just truly know Jesus and know freedom and the way that we know freedom, and not necessarily be tied down to all these man-made rules, because that's what IBLP is. It's literally someone who's like, I think this sounds good, and we're going to all make cookie cutter people, and we can just all be the same. And that's how the world should be. And that's how that makes the world go round. And she says that they're brainwashing literally every wife and every daughter, and claim that they are told that they are the weaker vessel. She also said that it's just so sad what happens, but it's prevalent in the IBLP. It happens quite often. And it's so sad, because those boys at a young age, they grow up and they've got urges just like every other man. And instead of really educating and understanding why they're feeling the way that they do in a healthy way and learning self-control, she said that's the one thing about IBLP that really ticks me off. No one is allowed to learn self-control. So even when you are married, or even when you're engaged, you have a chaperone, and you're always with someone until you're married. You're always being babysat. They asked me to do that with Josh and Anna if I wanted to be a chaperone. And I was like, they're 18 and 19. They don't need chaperones. Whatever they do, it's up to them. No one needs to have a babysitter. It's just really sad, but at the same time, they don't necessarily trust their own bodies, their own instincts, and they don't trust who they're with. And they don't trust the whole situation of dating and actually doing it in a healthy way. And that's why they have to have a babysitter. They call it a chaperone, but it's a babysitter. It's a very distorted view of how sexual relationships in a healthy way actually goes. And that's just sad to me, because I hope all of these women that are a part of the IBLP truly have such a great healthy marriage and a sexual relationship. It sounds like she's concerned about what's happening with her cousins, and how they're being brainwashed, and how Jim Bob and Michelle are still controlling them, and how Jim Bob is controlling them under his umbrella of authority. She is concerned about the influence of being brainwashed to believe they're the weaker vessel, that they can't have any body autonomy, that they have to give in to their husband no matter what. A lot of women in the IBLP describe their first experience with their husbands like they're being essayed, because it's so foreign and the men can be very violent and aggressive. So, it's hard, because I'm sure you feel like you don't know where to go. You don't know what to do. She said she'd be more than happy to be involved in another season of Shiny Happy People if they did more work on that, and to help continue to advocate for this. It's just, the Duggars have been in this for such a long time that it's going to have to break within. Like, I don't know that her from the outside is going to penetrate that wall. Someone from the inside has to break it. And Jill has her book coming out in a couple weeks, month. So hopefully Jill's book will make an impact. Maybe some of her siblings will start to wake up. But right now it's really sad. And you see the appeals just got denied and nobody says anything. Life goes on. Jim Bob's going to probably have the kids start putting out all kinds of videos after Jill's book comes out to pretend like everything's happy-go-lucky. It's all just a sham. And the Duggars have no market value. They're never going to be back on TV. And some of them just really don't know what to do with their lives now. And it's sad. So what are your thoughts about this? Do you have compassion for Amy and what she's going through? Or are you on Team Anna? Tell me in the comments below. Bye, guys.